Good morning. It's 3:50, 10 minutes before the start of UTMB Chianti 120. Heading into the start right now. It's drizzling a little bit, but not too cold. I can still wear shorts. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Oof. Wow. It's gonna be an exciting day. This is for later. Leaving second checkpoint, 7 o'clock. Very happy with the timing. My 20-hour goal dictated me to be here 7:15, and I'm here at 7, so it's, yeah, happy with that. And the views are amazing. Wow. Okay, time to go. Wow, 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 this is very nice. Wow. Pretty. Okay, leaving the checkpoint with some snacks. Got brownie, apple pie, pepperoni and cheese, different sausages, bread, Coca-Cola. My strategy is always eat at the stop and then pack up a big plate of everything and just eat while enjoying the view. Just done with the meat and the cheese and the bread. Now the dessert. Look at the views.
Wow.
Leaving checkpoint, I think number 4, then 51 kilometers right now. Again, same strategy. A bowl full of different meats. This time they have mortadella as well, which is amazing. Cheese, pasta, bread with oil, and brodo soup. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing stuff. Wow. Let's do this. Wow. Approaching checkpoint number 5. 60 kilometers done. About half of the altitude done, both in gain and in descent. So really proper halfway point here. The views continue to be breathtaking. Some castle, and there's castles everywhere. That's why this is called Chianti Ultra Trail Castles. Once again, the meeting. This time lots of apple or apricot cake and amazing views. This is Scantalici. Beautiful. Wow, what a view. Oppa. All right, 71 kilometer. Checkpoint number 6 maybe now. I don't know. Anyway, drop back point in like in 1 or 2 kilometers. Views continue to be amazing, but I'm pretty tired. This section was pretty rough. And 50 more kilometers to go. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. There it is, Gaiole in Chianti. Oh my god, this was a very long checkpoint, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I can get my Cheetos now. I can put new Vaseline on my feet. I can put Perskindol on my quads. How amazing is it going to be? Hopefully at least a little bit amazing, because this is, yeah, like dying a little bit. I'm kidding, this is amazing. Remember, this is your choice. The race is long and it's only with yourself. Whew. Opa.
Ik heb zoveel pasjes. El que me dio.
Okay, that's Radda. Cola? Please. Grazie. Grazie mille. Perfetto, grazie.
Ciao Gabriele.
Oh. Oh. So this is where the footage ends. The camera battery gave up after the first 75 kilometers, right at the backdrop checkpoint. But my story did not end here. I still had 50 more kilometers to go, and in a way, the most exciting 50 kilometers were still to come. So let me quickly walk you through this last part of the race, which took much longer than expected and delivered some hard lessons and some moments I won't forget anytime soon. The first, and probably the biggest mistake I made, was my choice of shoes. See, I went with Gore-Tex. It had been raining heavily in the weeks before the race, and I was expecting mud, and I was expecting, I was just expecting water really. And in my mind, Gore-Tex was a good choice because Gore-Tex is meant to keep water out. What I learned the hard way is that Gore-Tex is also really good at keeping the water in once it gets in. That's what I didn't think about. As you saw earlier in the video, it was raining in the first couple of hours of the race. Also, there were multiple river crossings. I could jump most of them, but some I couldn't. And eventually water did get in my shoes. And while I didn't think much about it for the first 50 or so kilometers, around kilometer 65, I started to feel pain in my feet. And that caught me by surprise because I started to feel as if I have blisters developing under the balls of my feet, on both feet exactly the same time. I was like, how is this possible? I never had it like this before. So when I reached the checkpoint with the backdrop, I took off my shoes and I saw it's not blisters, at least not yet. In fact, what I had is really soggy, wrinkly feet, and the wrinkles were deep and the skin was folding in and on itself, and that looked like prunes, like it didn't look great. So I did the best I can to dry my feet. I put on a new pair of socks and carried on. 50 more kilometers to go. I was a bit concerned about my feet, to be honest. New socks helped for the next 10-15 kilometers maybe. I had some relief. However, by kilometer 90 the pain was back and worse than before. From that point on, every step felt like walking on sandpaper. So that really, it just made the last 30 kilometers feel less good than I would have felt otherwise. So that's a huge lesson. Do not wear Gore-Tex on an ultra trail run, especially if there's water crossings expected. So the shoes was a strategic error on my side. It's something I can control and something I can do better next time. Something that was out of my control and that had a huge effect on my last 30 kilometers was the weather. In general, throughout the entire race, weather was not wonderful. It had been raining a bit in the first 2 hours of the race, but that's a minor problem. When it rains in the beginning, it's okay because you're fresh, you're warm, you're energized, you're excited about the race, you move fast, and a little rain doesn't bother you at all. Also, there's a sunrise coming up and it just overall, positive vibes. When it starts raining, when it's night, and you have done 100 kilometers, and you're tired, and you're in pain, and it's different. It doesn't, it becomes a bit of a mental challenge. And this was exactly what happened because a couple kilometers after I left the Castello di Albola checkpoint, I think it was around kilometer 100, the rain came, and it was hard rain. It was pouring and just just pouring hard. And I was not too excited about it, obviously. I still have 25 kilometers to go and I'm tired and now I'm getting cold, and it's dark. But what really pushed me into the hole a bit was the fog. It wasn't just raining hard, it was also insanely foggy. Fog came out of nowhere and it was thick and my visibility was maybe 1-2 meters. Luckily I had a route on my GPS watch because honestly it was really hard to navigate the route. I was missing the signs. Like I was going up, but not really realizing if I'm actually going up or going down. Yeah, it was just all a bit of a daze. I guess you're a bit delirious after such a long run anyway. And then doing this in the night and in the fog and in the hard rain, I felt like I'm in some kind of crazy dream. And what made it really hard is that because of all this fog, I slowed down quite a lot. In a way, it was sensible to slow down because visibility is bad. It's really muddy, it's really slippery. I don't really know if there's like maybe exposed ridge or something where I can actually trip and fall off, so you have to be careful. But also, it was not just sensibility, it was also, I was just really tired, my feet were in pain, and fog was a good excuse to slow down and just to say, okay, just walk, just keep moving. And I did. And then the more I slowed down, the more my body was shutting off. My body was getting cold, my body was getting stiff. I started to really feel my hip flexors, especially my right hip flexor. It was becoming like it was on fire. My body was shivering and cold, and my right hip flexor was screaming, like saying, "Stop, stop, stop." I was climbing the entire section, by the way, from Castello di Albola to the next checkpoint of Villa San Michele. That's about 10 kilometers. It's pretty much the entire way climb up. So it's just like a continuous, gentle incline. I did most of that climbing with my left leg first because my right leg is just, at some point I couldn't move it properly because I was just so slow, I was so cold, I was so tight. The only thing I was thinking in my mind is like, they will cancel the race. Just get it, just come to the Villa San Michele, just get to the next checkpoint, and then they will tell you this is finished. So just had really set my mind on just reach the next checkpoint, and then this is it. Just reach it. It was around midnight when I reached that checkpoint, and I don't know, it was quite dramatic. There were people, the volunteers, they were outside of the tent, outside of the checkpoint on the trail, with headlamps waving at us, making sure that people do not pass by because it was easy to pass that by. And I entered the checkpoint tent, and there were people laying on military beds with blankets. Some were sleeping. Everybody looked done, and I really wanted to join them. I had a cup of tea. I had some pie, and a volunteer tried to cheer me up, saying, "Only 15 more kilometers to go." I didn't really feel like smiling. I didn't really feel like giving up either. And so I stood up and walked out into the rain to continue. And the moment the rain hit my body, my hip flexor just was in agony. So there was, in the middle of the night, standing alone in the rain, massaging my hip flexor, just trying to get it to move again so I could cover this last stupid 15 kilometers in a stupid mud, in a stupid rain, for no reason at all. It was pretty silly. But it just felt impossible not to continue. That was wild. So anyway, then I just continued. It continued raining for another hour. That was continued to be tough. And then with maybe 10 kilometers left for the finish, the rain finished, then the fog lifted, then I could start moving faster. I warmed up a bit, and the more I warmed up, then I could move faster again. Soon I was lightly jogging, and and then I saw the lights of Radda in Chianti in the distance. There wasn't any overwhelming euphoric joy, no jumping around, nor arms raised. It was mostly relief. I was just relieved that I could stop. I crossed the finish line at around 2:30 a.m. So the total experience took me 22 hours, 30 minutes. It's funny because for the first 100 kilometers, I was on fire and I was really happy with my pace. It took me 16 hours to cover the first 100 kilometers and then 6.5 hours the last 25. I think that these numbers probably tell the whole story of last 25 kilometers was a huge mental challenge, physical as well, but really that was the mental game. So I guess the first 100 kilometers it was my muscles and my body carrying me, and then for the last 25 kilometers it was just my mind. And yeah, already next day, as I was looking back on this crazy experience, I was thinking, you know what, I think it was pretty cool. It's crazy how quickly your body forgets the difficulty, and you think like, oh my god, that was pretty cool experience. That was something I'm pretty proud of. And there are some really cool learnings from this as well. Learnings which I'm gonna apply in my next ultra, which is coming soon. Thanks for watching.